Happy Finance Friday! So, I told you all that we are going to focus on learning about different financial systems. And so, today I'm going to start that series out with one of the main financial systems that impact probably every single American that we know, whether they are an adult or even a child, and that is credit. Now, credit is something that impacts all of us, whether we realize it or not. And I think it's important to understand how credit actually works so that you are not taken advantage of by the different systems that utilize credit. And you can also figure out how to either improve it for yourself, build it for yourself, and utilize it as a tool to get the things that you need and want. So, with credit, the biggest thing that I want you to recognize is credit is the ability to borrow money under the agreement that you'll pay the debt back later. I'm reading my screen, which you all can see in front of you. But basically, all credit is measuring is your ability to borrow money and pay it back. That's all it's looking at. And realistically, it barely looks at that because it does not take into life situations into consideration. It's only looking at it from the standpoint of you have this agreement, you borrow the money, you pay it back within the allotted amount of time that is given to you. So that is the baseline of credit. Credit is nothing else. I need you all to really understand that because unfortunately, credit has been something that has been used to make people feel bad about themselves, make them feel like they're not being useful or successful. And all it is borrowing money and paying it back. Okay, so now that you know what credit is, what does it impact? Credit impacts a lot of things that we use, but I want you to recognize is unless you have to make a purchase and you don't have the money at that time, you don't necessarily need credit. We utilize credit because oftentimes we may want to buy a house or buy a car, or we may need something and we don't have the full cost at that time. So we borrow the money with the intention of paying it back. So credit is your ability to borrow that money with the intention to pay it back. Now, what does it impact? With credit, one of the biggest things it impacts is your ability to make large purchases. Unless you have the ability to save up thousands of dollars for large purchases, like I said, a car, a house, sometimes some clothes, changing of the season. If you have to fix something in your house, there's lots of things, emergencies. There are many things that can pop up that are unexpected or cost a lot. And so having credit allows you to borrow more money to get what you need and then pay it back. So one of the biggest things that credit impacts is your ability to make those purchases, those large purchases. Credit also can impact your housing approval. And what I mean by that is for some places, like your apartment buildings, or if you are trying to go into an apartment, they will check your credit. There are also for electricity, utilities, things of that nature, they may also check your credit as well. They use your credit information to determine your rates. And for some places, they will use your credit information to determine, like with an apartment, to determine if you have to pay first and last month's rent, if you have to pay the full first month's rent, or just a security deposit. So credit can impact that as well. Interest rates. Credit is probably the biggest thing, not probably, it is the biggest thing that impacts your interest rates. Whatever your credit is, when you are applying for a loan or acquiring some form of debt, if there is an interest rate associated with that debt, your credit is used to determine that interest rate. So the hard part about that is if your credit is not that high, your interest rates are typically high. Now, many people are like, well, if I don't have high credit, that typically means I may not have a lot of money. So why would you charge me more interest? Remember what I said, the system was not created for you. It was created to make money. So interest, and we're going to have a whole section about interest, but interest is the way that companies make money. Because view it this way. If I give you $1,000 and then you give me $1,000, I'm breaking even. I'm not making any money. But if I give you $1,000 and then I charge you interest for borrowing that money, you pay me the $1,000 back plus the interest that I'm charging you for borrowing my money. So that's what interest is. It's basically them charging you for borrowing the money. So if you have a lower credit score, just from the algorithm, they may view it as they may not pay me back all my money. So we're going to have a higher interest rate so that we can guarantee we get a certain amount of money back. So that is one of the main reasons why your credit or your interest rate may be higher if your credit score is lower. They just want to make more money and they want to guarantee that they get their money back. Another thing that credit impacts that you may not realize is your job eligibility. If you are applying for a job that typically handles secure, private, or financial information, they will look at your credit because potentially what they're looking for is if you are a security risk, basically. Can anybody bribe you for the secrets that you have access to? If you have high debt, if you have low credit, from their perspective, you may be at a higher risk of someone bribing you or getting information from you for money. So something to think about if you are interested in those types of careers, like working for the federal government, working for banks, working for anything where you have access to private, secure information. There is potential that they may check your credit as part of the job application process. You can say no, but just know by saying no, they do have the option to keep moving forward or not. So those are some things that credit does impact, and I'm pretty sure many of you already know that. If you didn't know that, hopefully you learned something new. But I wanted to bring this up first because there are a few things that I think is very important to know about credit. The first thing is credit does not measure if you are good with money. It does not measure that. It measures if you are strategic with the money that you borrowed. And the reason why I'm saying that is there are many people and cultures where they don't use credit. They pay for everything in cash. And so one could argue that they have more positive money habits because they're not relying on debt to acquire goods and services. But if you look at their credit score, it would either be very low or they wouldn't have one. So for someone who makes credit a very big deal, looking at someone who pays cash for everything, they're probably like, oh my gosh, their credit score is lower. They don't even have one. That means they're not good with money. But this person doesn't have any debt. So credit does not determine if you're good or bad with money. It really just measures how well you are with strategically borrowing money and paying it back. Okay? The other thing with credit is it should be viewed as a tool and not something that makes or breaks you. What I mean by that is I have worked with quite a few clients who feel if they have a low credit score, that means they did something wrong or they're not good with money. And that's not what it means. Life happens. You can be someone that pays on time all the time, and then you get sick, your income reduces. Now you have to rack up debt and you can't pay on time because you don't have income. That doesn't mean you're bad with money. That just means life happens. So let credit be a tool. Let it be used for what it's meant for. Use credit to get things that you plan to buy, but you may not have all the money at that time, but you're going to pay it back. Don't rely on credit. Use it as a tool. Finally, make that money. Don't let it make you. Shout out to Diamond. So here's your homework.